And I'm thankful. I'm blessed, beyond blessed.
Don't you have to want to do business with somebody, Leonard, to make your job enjoyable?
Say that again?
Don't you have to want to do business with somebody to make your job enjoyable?
That's part of it, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do. We're promoting this event, and we're going to continue to do that. Put on, again, like I said yesterday, put on these big events. That's what it's all about.
Since Mayweather left HBO, in my opinion, they've been hurting. Showtime's been taking over the last 2 years. You guys have had monster calendars, events like this, triple headers. What do you think about just the changing of the guard with what Showtime and Al Heyman and Mayweather Promotions is doing in the different networks? Because HBO used to be on top with Floyd.
But everyone knows that when it comes to who's number one in this business, Showtime has no peers. It's just Showtime. That's it. No disrespect to the parent company, not the parent company, but to HBO. No disrespect at all. But Showtime is leading the way, and they put on the biggest and best fights, and they have the biggest and best roster, and we'll continue to do that. Steven Espinosa has done a phenomenal job leading the way with that, and big things are ahead.
Would it be bad for boxing if HBO got out of the business eventually, though? I mean, I know they're competitors, but for the sport, would that be bad if?
I don't know. We just working, putting on the biggest and best events. I don't get into any of that. Showtime is doing their thing. I ain't gotta say it. They're putting on the biggest and best fights, and it's been that way. We've been saying that all along.
What do we have to look forward to in the second half of 2018 for Mayweather Promotions?
Oh, some big events, more big events. As you see, in the first 5 months, we'll have three of our guys fighting for world titles, and it was Broner and obviously Javante tomorrow, and then Badu Jack, May 19th.
So, but Leonard, how do we get these great fights when guys are on other networks like Danny Jacobs and Jamal Charlo? If Charlo wins tomorrow, everyone's going to want to see that fight. How could fights like that come together?
I can answer that question. I'm just being honest. I can answer that.
I got to ask you, Leonard, Floyd Mayweather has talked about why would you want to go to a promoter wearing fishnets, et cetera, et cetera. What's your take on the new Oscar De La Hoya thing coming? Have you heard about what happened with Oscar De La Hoya last week?
Yeah, no comment. Oh. I don't. Again, what I'm trying to do is, and my mother would be very proud of me. I'm just always just trying to be positive. Because everything is just about being positive. I'm just living my life, trying to be the best that I can be, put on these great events, take care of my family, just live my life. I just want to be happy. I don't want no negativity around me. I don't have nobody around me who's negative. I don't want to work with people like that. I want no parts of that. Life is about being happy. That's what it is.
Now, you've been with Floyd for a long time. What are your thoughts on him maybe transitioning to MMA world? Can he do it? What are your thoughts?
Floyd can do anything he chooses to do. He's made great decisions. He became a billionaire by making great decisions. And if he makes any decision, what he wants to do with the second part of his life, I'm going to support him 1,000%.
As his friend, though, do you not want to see your friend get in there and fight again? It's great business, but do you, as his friend, not want to see him fight anymore? Or do you not care?
Well, the discussions we have behind the scenes, I'll never discuss.
Gotcha.
What we talk about behind the scenes, but I'm going to support him with any and everything that he would ever do.
What have you learned from Floyd, just being near him and promoting with him? What have you learned?
I've learned a lot. We've learned a lot from each other over the years. Floyd is a genius, I'm telling you. He's a genius. He's like 5 years ahead of everything. It's like things people are trying to do now. He was talking about this 5 years ago, and big picture wise, that's why he's been not the boxing part aside. He's a genius. He's a genius. He really, really is.
Even with him in retirement, does the sport still revolve around Floyd Mayweather?
Of course it does. Of course it does. Because look what he's done. He's set an example for these other fighters. He's completely changed the game. He's the reason why the fighters are making and generating the revenue that they are getting. He's the reason why. he's the first one to start getting these major paydays. And now it's trickled down, you know, some of the promoters don't agree, you know, but it's all about the fighters. The fighters deserve to make the lion's share of this money, and Floyd, he's the one who set the tone for that, and that's why I think, you know, a few years down the road, you'll see a lot more, the fighters will speak a lot more about that because they'll see where the transition was when it all started. I mean, he's put himself in a situation where, you know, that he's getting 7 figures every month for the rest of his life.
But he beat...
Who can say that?
He beat a lot of great champions before he started getting that money. Do you think the young guys that want to make Floyd's money, they don't realize that part enough, that you got to kind of beat a murderer's row before you know.
And it's all about being in that right situation because, you know, coming up, I mean, that's what he was doing. I mean, we were talking about this the other day. I can remember we were up in Big Bear. I can't remember one year we were training for, I think it was Gennaro. Some of the sparring partners he had, Cesar Bazan was a sparring partner. He was WBC 35-pound champion, I think, at that time. I think. But it's just so many things have changed, you know. But he had a phenomenal career, and he's paved the way for these younger fighters. And all they need to do is just kind of sit back and follow the blueprint. Everybody can't be Floyd Mayweather, but there's some things you can take away from him that will help you throughout your career. And Floyd understands the business. He was always super respectful, and you can't burn bridges in this business.
Yeah.
That's one thing in this business, you can't burn bridges.
As his friend, what was the conversation like after the Atlanta incident? As his friend,
Yesterday,
no, what happened in Atlanta? What was your conversation like as his friend, big brother, little brother, to Floyd Mayweather?
oh, no comment.
Okay, sure.
Now, we know Floyd, he's TBE, master adjuster. What would you say, in your opinion, was Floyd's toughest fight? Because he makes the adjustments.
He's fought a lot of really good fighters. You would have to ask him that. He's fought a lot of...
Is he going to be here this weekend?
A lot of good fighters.
Did anyone come to mind, like a couple names at least, and you just didn't want to?
Sometimes it don't always have to be the name. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You could be in a good fight, and you know it don't have to be this particular name.
Well, he said Emmanuel Augustus.
Yeah, Floyd told me personally.
That was a very good fight.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can, and I've always had respect for guys like him. Because I can remember Bruce Trampler having this conversation with me when we were actually making that jump from, we were getting ready. He was the fight before
Diego, I think.
He was the fight before Diego. And we had moved from 30 to 35. No, we had moved, yeah. We were making that jump, and I think we fought him above the weight, and he was tough. But if you looked at him, that's why looks can be deceiving. You never can judge people or judge situations. He was one heck of a fighter,
and he passed away too. Just a year ago.
He was, you know, he came out in his cowboy boots and his 3-piece suit, and his cowboy hat. Yeah, and you know, this was at the weigh-in. And I'm looking, you know, and my mind is telling me something else. You know, like, you know, I said, this guy looks a certain kind of way. And I can
cowboy boots at the weigh?
Yeah, he probably, you know, just coming to the weigh-in, dressed that way. And I can recall the conversation. And, you know, I had done my homework too, but it was just like, this dude can fight. And a lot of times people don't look the part, but be tough as nails.
What's the toughest moment you and Floyd has endured together?
It's been a lot. I mean, you know, we've been through everything together. I mean, I've been there for, you know, his entire career. You know, I love him like a brother, vice versa. It's all family. You know, he's a great person, and he's so good to so many people. You know, he's a good dude.
I know personally.
A good dude. And I'm blessed that, you know, he's in my life, and he's changed my life.
What's that conversation like? Y'all two playing dominoes. I don't know if you play dominoes with him online. What's that conversation like? Y'all two playing spades and like, we did that shit. $1 million. We did that shit, dog. What's that conversation like?
But these are the things he talked about long time ago. He has an incredible vision, and it's been that way. Again, he has an incredible vision. I mean, and foresight to see things happen before they actually happen.
Now, Money Mayweather, master adjuster, work smarter, not harder. Pretty Boy Floyd, all-around monster. Who wins, Pretty Boy Floyd or Money Mayweather?
That's tough.
Because they're both.
That's tough because the older version was smarter, a lot more experienced. Tough to beat either one of them.
You say beat.
He got a cold hand game, and this, you know, boxing is here, you know, and he's the best. He's been the best ever with thinking. You know, it's a thinking man's sport. Everybody thinks it's, you know, about just being physical, and you know, it's a thinking man's game. And he was blessed. His dad taught him that, and that was, you know, that's why he was able to last so long in the sport, because he was a thinking fighter.
How did y'all come up with the game plan to get Conor McGregor in the ring? Because, I mean, on the personal, I spoke to Floyd about this, but he said this is the biggest bank robbery. He said it publicly later. That's why I say it now. But how did y'all come up with that shit and say, we about to motherfucking kill the bank on this shit?
It was great. It was great. Much respect to Conor. You know, good dude. Good dude. Irish friends.
I get it. Thank you. Appreciate you, Leonard. Thank you, King.